when you're outside working and the neighbors come around and they say they hasn't looked this good in 15, 20 years, yeah, it makes you feel good. You know, it makes you want to do more projects like that to make the community, you know, just happier, I guess, yeah.
Thanks, Raj, for that preview of our feature on the grounds team. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Rollins with Santa Cruz City Schools. But for Teacher Appreciation Week, for just a minute, I wanted to be Sam Rollins, the father of a 6-year-old and first grader, and say that a year ago, when we came home from school and we knew we weren't going back anytime soon, we had a million things on our minds. We were worried and scared, separate things, and we were contemplating uncertainty and loneliness. And our teacher came with us every morning. And it wasn't the same, and it was hard some days, and it was frustrating some days. But every day it was something that we weren't really getting anywhere else, and that is community. And look, I work for the district now, so it seems easy for me, maybe, to give teachers credit, but at that point I was just a parent, and I can't tell you what a difference it made to us. And then when I was working on Zoom every day, I realized that teachers don't have the two things that made Zoom bearable for me, which is a mute button and the stop video feature. Teachers didn't close schools, but they kept school going. Teachers didn't choose distance learning, but they made it work and they made it memorable. And teachers, a generation of kids, is going to have a lifetime of looking back and marveling at how much you did for them this year. Thank you. And now, today we're emailing you an enrollment form for any families who will be choosing distance learning in our online academy next fall. Our schools will be open full time. And while many school districts are ending distance learning altogether, Santa Cruz City Schools recognizes this is still the right choice for some families. And we're committed to keeping this option available. I know that fall seems a ways away, but for us to have the distance option ready, we've reached the point where we need to know who will remain in distance so that we can build a staff and design the curriculum. If you want this option in the fall, we're asking you to fill out the commitment form as soon as possible. The link will be on the page as well. We have 2 vacancies on our Parcel Tax Oversight Committee, a spot for a business rep and an elementary parent. Parcel taxes, calculated by property size, coverage, or flat rates, are collected through measures T and U and fund career technical education, counseling, libraries, arts, music, and sports at our schools. The Oversight Committee is 5 to 7 members who represent designated parts of the community and meet 4 times a year to review and report on the spending of this parcel tax revenue. If you're interested in providing community oversight on this important committee, you can find the info and the application link on this page. High schools are finishing their specific plans for graduations. They're finalizing math on attendance and scope, so look to your principals for details if you haven't gotten them yet of graduation specifics. Those are coming. Our district kitchen, Surf City Cafes, is going to be providing food throughout the summer. More details on that too to come. 46% of Santa Cruz adults are now fully vaccinated, and Pfizer shots may be available as early as next week for 12 and up. We're organizing more student vaccination clinics in the coming weeks to offer free voluntary shots to any student of age who wants one. Now, not to be shallow, but you or the students in your life may have noticed walking to class or walking past a school, the campus looks a little prettier. Schools maybe look a little bit more inviting in places, right? There's construction going on. But this is due to yet another way that Santa Cruz City Schools looks at something a little differently than most districts. So first, I'll let our facility supervisor, Paul Lipscomb, tell you how a grounds team is usually limited at a school district.
They're usually asked to do a lot of repetitive maintenance work, mow the same field week after week, if not multiple times a week, chop down the same weed week after week. And it's just kind of a never-ending job because that weed's always going to be there.
So it's actually pretty remarkable, a little unusual, and I think not a little punk rock that our facility supervisor, Paul Lipscomb, decided that he was going to give his grounds crew freedom to approach grounds their way to an extent, looking for ways to end the cycle of Band-Aid maintenance in some areas and invest their own pride into campus in others. As Paul said, having a phenomenal grounds crew means that you can hand them the reins in a way that most districts don't. Paul?
We got the grounds crew together and we said, how about y'all pick a project, something that's near and dear to you, or just something that you think would be kind of cool to see happen around the schools. We were able to transform areas of the campuses into areas that were not only a lot nicer to look at, but were a lot less of the weekly maintenance.
We put drip systems to a lot of the front of places and not having to take care of those weeds in front of offices.
Done a lot of different projects around the whole city.
Just not having to do that repetitive thing is very nice.
Well, when you come up La Fonda, you can see it. The H, yeah.
Yeah, we had an extra half a pallet of sod and some extra gopher wire, and one of the groundskeepers, a good idea, and yeah, it worked. It was a perfect amount too. When you laid it out, it went perfect into the H that we drew out. So
you want to do stuff that makes everybody feel good, you know?
Something that looks good gives you that good feeling, you know? I mean, kids walking to the campus and they see nice flowers and plants compared to weeds and dust and stuff. I mean, you just feel better when something looks better, you know?
Students noticed, teachers noticed, and I think that it adds a sense of pride to the whole grounds crew that you've not only fixed up an area, but you've actually made the school look better and operate better. When you have buy-in into your job, I think that you actually do it better instead of just being instructed to go out and do the same thing week after week. There's heart that goes into it, and you see their personalities come out. I think the whole crew's been happier as a result.
Thanks, everyone. As always, you can find relevant links on this page as well as my contact info. Don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.